you another trip report. It is just coming up to 7 AM here in Orlando, Florida, and today I'm taking a new airline. Never featured it on the channel and I've never flown it before. I'm flying Frontier Airlines from here in Orlando up to Atlanta. Enjoy the video. My day starts at the airport hotel and it's a beautiful day for flying. Something that I didn't know until I researched this video is that in fact Orlando is the busiest airport in Florida, placing it ahead of even Miami. Orlando is an airport I'd always wanted to visit when I was younger because that's where the Disney resorts are. I have to say that having visited it for the first time in my 30s, I was a little underwhelmed. Anyway, onto Frontier Airlines. They've got a big check-in area here at Orlando Airport and they also have some handy self-check-in machines. If you need to drop a bag, you will need to see somebody at the counter. On my way to the gate, I noticed this commemorative plaque for a worker that died during the airport's construction. It's right next to the chapel, which is unusual. Most airport chapels I see are stuck away behind closed doors as if it's a broom cupboard, but this one's right out in the open. There are actually 4 separate transit trains connecting the central hub terminal to 4 satellite terminals, and you will have to ride in one to get to your gate, no matter where it is. Not included in the price of your ticket, but something which I'm going to be doing today is visiting the lounge here, the Club MCO. MCO, by the way, is the airport code for Orlando, which used to be called McCoy Air Force Base back until the mid-70s. I'm able to get into the lounge because I have a priority pass card. More details of that can be found in the description below. Lounges in America tend to be nothing much to write home about, and the club at MCO in many ways is no different. It's simply a pleasant enough space with a decent breakfast spread. There's nothing else really worth mentioning, except maybe this Pancake Machine. We'll come on to that in just a moment. So this Pancake Machine, you just press a button and it will make 2 pancakes for you. It squirts out the dough, rolls it and bakes it all in one and flops it out onto a plate. What a time to be alive. I was really excited to see that Pancake Machine. I've never seen one before. We don't really get that kind of stuff here in Europe. How cool was that Pancake Machine? Flight's delayed for about 10 to 15 minutes due to the late arrival of the inbound aircraft from Atlanta, but not too bad, as you can see. It is a cracking day for flying. Not too humid as well in Florida, which is always a bonus in the summer. Gonna head to gate 16 now and just hang out and shoot some B-roll. So a quick catch up for those of you who haven't been with this series since the start. This is somewhere in the middle of my 25-leg around the world itinerary, and I'm in the middle of reviewing a whole load of American carriers. I've been reviewing American, now I'm on Frontier, United, Delta, Alaska, and Spirit still to come. And not forgetting Sun Country Airlines of Minnesota, one of the weirdest niche airlines I've ever flown with. Definitely an interesting review and I recommend subscribing so you watch that review when it comes out. Frontier are known for their animal-themed liveries, and today our Airbus A321 carries Cactus the Coyote. Something I really recommend being vigilant for is your bag. If your carry-on doesn't fit, it will cost you $60 US to check it at the gate. That's pretty steep. Thank you. Okay, you know the drill. It's time for me to tell you about my other social media profiles. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I especially recommend Instagram because there you'll be able to follow all of my trips as they happen in real time using the stories function. So, welcome aboard Frontier Airlines. It's an all-economy layout here on the Airbus A321. There is no business class at all. On Frontier, it's a budget airline. The first 3 rows of the aircraft have stretch seating, which has different padding compared to the rest of the seats on the aircraft and up to 6 additional inches of pitch. Here's row 4 for comparison. The pitch on my stretch seat is 35 inches, which is extremely generous. I can really stretch out here. It's well worth comparing this to the 737 MAX I flew with American Airlines in domestic first class. I think there's just about the same amount of room here.
Work completely under the seat in front of you. Roller bags tend to fit best with the wheel space.
We're soon airborne and turning north to head to Atlanta in Georgia. From the air we can actually make out the Magic Kingdom of Disney World. Let's take a quick look at the route map for today's flight. Today's flight up to Atlanta is going to take us just over 70 minutes. It's 403 miles and we'll be flying at 31,000 feet. So about that stretch seating, I'm in one of those stretch seats because it comes with the Perks bundle, which is something that I bought on top of my ticket with Frontier Airlines. The base fare was pretty cheap, but the add-on was about $70. I'll explore more about whether I think that's good value towards the end of the video. Something you should know about the stretch seats is that while they do have a fold-down table, just like any other airline seat, it doesn't come closer to you, so you're kind of left with a big gap between yourself and the tray table. A few interesting things about Frontier's in-flight service. Firstly, they don't take cash at all on board or prepaid cards, so you must have a credit or debit card to hand. The second thing that I really liked about them is that somewhere in their literature they actually encourage you to open up a tab, which is going to be really useful on longer flights. I've never heard of an airline offering to open a tab for customers, particularly in economy class, before. Let me know if you know of any other airlines that do that. Frontier now have a really extensive route map and they cover pretty much all of the important places in the continental US. One thing I didn't realise until I opened up this route map is that Frontier fly into Canada. There's Calgary. So Frontier do something quite cool with their onboard purchases. Whenever I ordered my coffee and stroopwafel, I was given this tablet to make my purchase and sign. What's cool about this tablet is that the flight attendant doesn't need to be present while you're signing it. They can go away and make your coffee, and that removes a lot of dead time from the flight attendant's duties. It's a really efficient use of time. In case you're wondering, this cost $4.99. The coffee was really great, and stroopwafels, well, has anyone ever had a bad stroopwafel? Before too long, we're descending into the Atlanta area, and it's time for the seatbelt sign to come on. I also get to indulge in my hobby of spotting airfields from the air. There are quite a few in and around Atlanta. I saw something really exciting on the way in. Now, not an awful lot of people outside the US know of things called fly-in communities or air parks. This is Mallard's Landing near Atlanta, and what an air park basically is a community where you can simply fly, land your aircraft, and your home is on the airport. You can taxi your plane, your private plane, right up to your door. I think air parks are one of the greatest inventions ever, and I'll leave a few links to some really good ones in the description below. So overall, I was pretty impressed with Frontier Airlines. Let me take you through what I actually paid for this ticket. The base fare was just $35 one way, but once I'd added the perks bundle, which included things like my stretch seating and my bag, that was an extra $70, so that brought it to $105 all in. Personally, I think that's reasonable value on a flight of that length. However, Frontier do operate an awful lot of long flights, and I think the stretch seating would be absolutely invaluable on a flight of 3 hours or more. In short, Frontier is pretty much everything a budget airline should be. It was cheap, and genuinely cheap, especially by American standards. The staff were friendly, the product was easy to use, and I had absolutely no problems, and I definitely use Frontier again if I had the choice in the future. And that is it for another trip report. I'm really glad that you could come with me on that journey between Orlando and Atlanta with Frontier Airlines. Certainly a new experience for me. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of the video, what you think of Frontier Airlines, and share your experiences with flying them, because I'm sure that many of you who subscribe to me and who are watching the video will have had some experiences with Frontier before. As for me, the next trips on this epic round the world tour are from Atlanta to Newark, New Jersey with United Airlines on a 737-800 in domestic first class, and then connecting through the same day onto Los Angeles International. That's in the premium service transcontinental business class cabin on the United 757-200, which I'm looking forward to. I've got no idea really what to expect. That particular service gets both good and bad reviews, so we'll just see what it holds for me. But I'm going to wrap up now. Make sure you leave some comments below, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Until then, see you around.